What's up, everybody? This is part 3. I feel like, okay, that was the most generic YouTube. That was the most generic YouTube introduction I've ever done. Anyway, this is DrCruthers, and we're streaming part 3 of Village. So, last time we defeated Lady Dimitrescu, and now we're moving on to the next house, which is House Beneviento, which is the creepy doll lady, which is everybody's favorite part in this game. So we'll see what happens, huh? So let's get on into it. That really was, though. That was the most YouTube intro I think I've ever done. Wow. I sounded like a Markiplier intro. All right, I think I can just... I don't think it'll start my game. It shouldn't. If it's just looking, window shop away. Yeah, the Duke is fantastic. And it's super cool because the voice actor that plays the Duke, his normal voice, and everyone was saying this in the interview because it was like a stream, but I was watching like the VOD of it, and everyone was like, "You need to play Barry Burton if they ever bring him back." And he was like, "That sounds cool." He needed to know who it was, but they obviously, the Residents of Evil, come on, they explained it to him, and he was like, "Wow, that sounds awesome. I'll have to study just in case something ever happens. I'll have to audition for that." And I was like, "Nice, dude. I love seeing that stuff. So awesome." All right. But we're back. Oh, yeah, dude. So cool. All right. So far, so good. All right. Still using the Stars pistol, which is not worth it. It's cool. You know, it's like, hey, look what I got.
Ah, yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
Ah,
Always
so
buy
good.
more space. And also, if you look at these weapons, these are post-game weapons, so they, on my profile, they're going to be on all my games. I'm not going to use them for this one. Maybe. Unless you guys give me permission to, then I will. Because it's not the end of the world. They're not infinite ammo, so I would have to craft, like, assault rifle ammo and stuff like that, which takes up resources. So... I think eventually it gets outdated, which is cool for people that didn't pre-order. Yeah, like, it's good in the beginning, but even then, once you get that first upgrade, which is in House Dimitrescu, after the very first time you defeat, or after the first daughter that you defeat, it's already better than the Stars pistol. So I'm glad it's super cheap, because I think it's only 200, just like this assault rifle. And like you said, it's a cool, it's honestly just more of a skin than anything, but you can't upgrade it or anything like that. So it's like, eh. Same with this one too. But this one's way stronger than the Stars pistol. So, but it's cool to see. Everybody loves the Samurai Edge.
Food is life.
I know I missed one item in...
Oh, Lady Dimitrescu. Beautiful even in death. That waistline, yes.
He also said in the interview that was one of his favorite lines. And they laughed about that.
Used to be alive.
You gotta hold on to the food.
I
What do you
look
think
forward
about
to
the
seeing
cooking
fruits of your
versus
exploration.
coins? How do you mean? Because the cooking gives you permanent stats, but that also carries over. So it's worth doing the cooking, because if you play through the game normally, is the coins of 7, like the meats and whatnot, versus the coins of
Naturally. This is all an investment, Ethan.
Are you I think I understand the connection you're making. Cuz the coins, I would argue, are almost like collectibles in a way, but then again you use them. Yeah, you do use them towards buffs. Yeah, you're right. Okay, I see the connection you're making there. I don't know why that took me so long. Yeah, I think it's cool. I think the cooking thing is interesting. The only relation to that, to like RE4, is you could kill like the fish and use those as health items. But that was it. Like if you killed the chicken, it would just die or sometimes drop an egg. Give me an egg. But yeah, I don't know. I like the buffs. They give you a lot more buffs in this game because
all sorts of leaving so soon.
RE7 was just I think 5. This game has like 6 or 7 upgrades. I think it's unique. I think it's a unique way of changing it up. I like finding the secret collectibles and coins, but I also think this like hunting mechanic fits this more open, explorative area better than something like the coins for... Because RE7 was kind of open too, but it felt a little bit more linear, I guess. I guess they're kind of more or less the same. Oh yeah, dude. There's like, I mean, if there's that, like if there was like 20 or something, then I probably wouldn't remember how many there are. But yeah, there's like 7 or 8, I think. Unless you're referring to 7, then yes, I have played that enough to remember how many are in 7. But yeah. Okay, so I have to get into the house with the red chimney, which is right here. Let me know if it's too quiet too. I can turn it up. Oh yeah, this opens up. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and pick up everything that I've been able to find, like in my previous run for this stream, just to make sure I'm, I have enough resources and whatnot. And like the birds is like the only one you don't get meat from. I think you just always get coins. I heard that's supposed to be like a bear in Revelations 2 or something. Oh. Okay. Well, I didn't know that. I'll have to look it up. I've only played through that game once. I thought it was okay. It's actually, after ranking all the mainline Resident Evil games I've played, I think that one's probably my least favorite. Next to 6. I think I actually put 6 above that one. It's not a bad game. Again, none of these are bad games, but as far as like me being like, I don't know, satisfied by the end of it. So 1/2. I think so. Yeah. I don't know why. I just 2 did not. I was happy to see. The weird thing about that is one didn't have. That sounded like a dog. But one didn't have. One didn't have that. What is it? What's a word I'm looking for? Like co-op, I guess. But it had started out on the DS, so it made sense. But it was interesting to see the co-op in this one, and the co-op in this one versus 6 and 5 is not great. Like if you play this game co-op, it's fine, but the second player is just a support character. You can't. You're not like equals going into a scenario and killing infected. It's like the first player is because they're the adult, and then the second player is the kid who can only use like the support stuff, like a flashlight and stuff like that. It was weird. I like the raid mode, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I liked how the first one played out a little bit more, just because I like that they go a little bit deeper into the BSAA, and I think that was the first iteration where they actually showed like a little bit of questionable stuff that they did, which plays pretty heavily into the assumptions we have for them in 7, and you know, without spoiling anything, going into this one, we kind of learn a little bit more later on, so I won't say anything yet, but expect that. Infiltrate the factory, and then give me an egg. Give me an egg. Oh, that was the wrong key. But what I like about Revelations is that we finally got another game that had Barry in it. Which I was one of those that was like, okay, come on, we need another Barry game. Like now. With that being said, both Revelations games are still towards closer to the bottom than than the rest of the entries. I like how he stayed on top of the... Ooh, he dropped a crystal fragment. Okay. Have you seen the rest of this game yet, David? Shoot. Oh my gosh, I'm stuck. Okay. I feel so dumb. What? Ow! My head came off my shoulders. Jeez, ow. Why is it taking so long? My goodness. That thing would... I guess it was the rare pig or whatever. So that makes sense. Lots of cool stuff if you come back here. So here, that's a Magnum ammo. Which the Magnum, the one that you get during the campaign, is probably my favorite looking gun in the game. It is a beautiful gun. And Louisa's necklace, which, if you look at... Oh yeah, I can craft ammo. I forgot about that. I should probably do that. Yeah, here we go. You get a crystal out of it, but also a key. This is also probably my favorite looking shotgun, but it's not the best one in the game. I don't think the Magnum that you get in this is the best one too, because usually they have like 2 or 3. Actually, I think they have a hand cannon as like an unlockable weapon, just like from RE4, which is pretty funny. All right, cool. So we got that stuff. I think there are fish over here now, if you come back. Yeah, see, I kind of know the secret, so hopefully at this point... I'm very explorative when it comes to the Resident Evil games. I am all about the backtracking stuff, so I try and get everything. I am a hoarder when it comes to resources in these types of games. Yeah. Yeet. I'm actually kind of impressed with myself there. Okay. Okay. One thing I like about this game when it comes to the stuff that needs lockpicks, oh yeah, that's right. We're supposed to look at that file. When it comes to the lockpicks, is they give you enough to unlock everything. unlike in 7. Let's see. Nope. Okay. Files. Yeah, I think that's it right there. 1 day since treatment, the 3 girls have stopped moving. They seem almost dead. An insect flew out of the eldest's mouth. It appears to be a common fly. 2 days since treatment, all 3 bodies are covered in flies. It appears the flies are consuming their flesh. When I opened a window, some of the flies dropped dead to the floor. It would seem the cold petrifies them. I quickly closed the window to avoid weakening the insects further. 4 days since treatment, all 3 bodies have almost been completely consumed by the insects. All that is left is a dark, writhing, human-shaped mass of creatures. It is just afternoon, and the insects have started to change color. Those around the face turned pale, and those around the lips turned a deep crimson. 6 days since treatment, the mass of insects have transformed into human bodies again. All 3 girls awoke, looking at me like newborns, a sense of bond between us like mother and daughters. I have already decided their names. Bella, Daniela, and Cassandra. So there we go. Not gonna lie, this futon looks pretty comfy. It looks pretty comfy. That's a comfy. Oh my. Just ignore it. It's all good. Boom. Don't mess with me. We'll give him his privacy. All right, sorry. For anyone watching, if a jump scare gets you, let me know. I want to know. You better type it up. Don't hide. We know you jumped. But let us know, just to make sure. Just so we can confirm with ourselves that you jumped. That's always a good sign. Oh yeah, look, numbers. Up! If that got you, you have to say. Because I'll admit, I knew that was coming because that was the jump scare that got me the hardest in this whole game. But yeah. 7, 4, 8. Oh, there we go. Look at that. I love the blue on it too. It looks sweet. Like the trigger and then the I don't know what those are. I'm not a gun expert, but it looks kind of cool. I like it. The M19 is a really cool looking handgun, for sure. I think it's actually the base stats of this gun is actually better than this one. 110.4269. Oh yeah, 160. Yeah, I mean other than ammo capacity. I'll probably end up selling that to the merchant. Oh. Oh, I was in the middle of beating up the other guy. Oh, see ya. Ooh, that was close. He's about to pounce on me there. Also, I think that was another thing. I think the Neil, the guy that did the voice acting for Heisenberg in this game, I think he actually did some of the mocap for the Lycans. I'll have to double check on that, but I thought that was really funny. I thought that was really cool too. I do remember that one getting me pretty hard too. But not as much as a window. As predictable as that one is. Oh boy, does it still get you. Well, we know Chris has been through here. Oh. Got him. Oh yeah, there's a... Wait. I don't have another lockpick. Oh, I'm not gonna waste. Look at me. There we go. Some of these, it's better to get them while they're crouched like that, but some of the stuff you can't always grab. Boom. That's how you get it done. My first playthrough, I actually did not know that was there. Oh, yeah, buddy. It's time to rock and roll. Show me that face. Whoa! Whoa! Oh. Man, 3 shotgun. Oh my gosh, dude. There we go. Man, they take damage like it's nothing. What's my health at? Oh, nice. They're eating up my ammo. Oh, hey, look. Oh! Uh-oh, not good. Of course, that was all it took. Man, they are eating up my handgun ammo. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Well, I guess I could go back there. Lockpick that. Wow, they give me a lot of handgun ammo there. Aha! Now I have a lot of backtracking to do. I'm getting soft. And I don't like it. Not anymore.
Damn it. Better see the Duke again.
Why, you have your daughter's hand, or your daughter right in your hands. Oh, that's cool. Yes. It's actually really good. That's what I needed more of. Hey! Had to leave for a bit, but I'm back, baby. David's back. Guess who's back? David's back. I'm going through and making sure I'm picking everything up, even though it's not ever going to happen in this playthrough because there's a red space right there. So, well, what you gonna do? Yeah, I probably should have done all that stuff and then... Oh, that was the gate. And then do this part. Dang it, David. That means you missed the jump scare. I know you've been watching a little bit on the side. Did you finish this? Did you finish this game? Like, watching it? You did finish it. Oh, we got some stuff to talk about then. I don't know if you've seen all the collect or the items and stuff, or maybe I don't know if you saw a perfect playthrough or anything. But I have the M1911 and the jump scare in the window that occurs upon getting this weapon. Is one of the worst in the game. It is the most predictable and yet the one that got me the hardest. So I don't know if you remember that, but woo, man, that's something. Okay, so there's those. Oh, the rad, yeah. Very true. So hopefully I can, hopefully there's still some, secret stuff that you haven't seen. Maybe I'll be able to uncover those for you. I could have sworn I got all these. Oh, you know what? I don't think I did, because this is the playthrough you and I started, David.
How was it? Did you learn anything?
I found these feathers. Now tell me how to fix this like you said you would.
Settle down. First, you must use that key and collect all of your little roses flasks.
Then you're in for a
Where are
surprise.
the rest of them?
There are 4 in total. You have the one, and the other lords have the rest.
Lords?
Without spoiling it, did he go into the lumber?
Mother Miranda
Building?
is the cold, calculating ruler of this village. 4 lords serve under her. The first you've already met.
If you don't know what I'm
Lady
referring to, that's fine.
The second
Quiet
lives deep in
now.
a valley of mist.
Oh, there she is.
Beneviento. None of her playmates have ever
The
come
scariest
back
part of the game,
from the state.
and yet one of my favorite parts of the game. It is the
third is
perfect
Moreau,
escape room.
a
That
being
whole
of twisted
Beneviento
flesh that
part
lives in
is
the
just an
reservoir
escape room,
past
and I
the
love it.
windmills. It is said that he is not the only monster that lives in those waters. The 4th and most dangerous is Heisenberg. He works in his factory on the village outskirts.
Let's see what you're
And the
made
project,
of, Ethan
let's just
Winters.
say parts of the human imagination are better left alone. If you truly wish to save your daughter, you must first gather the 4 flasks. I'll do you a personal favor. I've marked the Lord's locations on your map. Some treasures still lurk in this village. I'm sure.
I'm not
each
sure
one
any of
will
these
prove
sections
of
hang
great
around
use.
too much like the ship in 7 did.
Why are you doing all this?
Why, it's all part of our first-class customer service. Please do come again.
I don't know. I think. I mean, the ship part does take a while, but I guess it's just the
Welcome,
fact that,
Ethan.
again,
Yes, I have you.
it's that
Find some quality ingredients and bring them to me.
segment of Mia remembering, and you have to replay the past, and it's. I don't know. It's fine. Like it's cool to the story and everything. It's just so boring playing that part. I guess I could do this one.
Carry on. We've gathered all the ingredients.
Give me that herbed fish.
Now,
Come on, Duke. He's going like this. In his carrot.
here it is. Please, join me.
I don't think I need to hear the swallow. But
To think such a
yeah,
dish
I
could
would
be
I would say
hiding
probably the
winter
factory.
round
The
frontier.
factory's it's a cool environment. It's a really cool environment, but there are parts in that where I'm like let's move on.
Don't let up yet.
I love it.
Thank you.
I still love it.
How to cook.
I just imagine the cats from Monster Hunter. Dude, yeah. Oh, dude, that's what he's got. He's got all behind him. You can't see him, but he's got like 3.
Please,
What are they
join
called?
me.
I forget what they're called. Calicos? Palico. The Palicos. Yeah, he's got like 3 Palicos behind him.
Not a bad
Calico.
dish.
Yeah, it's Palico. Pretty sure.
Carry on.
This is what I like the most, though. You can it works like the coins. You can give them what you have to free up all the space.
Carry on.
Like I already have those 2 rare pieces, which is funny because I actually the bird and the pig, both of the rare meats that you get from both of those. I actually found both of those before I found the picture that tells you about them on my first playthrough. So that was interesting because I saw the picture and I was like, oh, got them ahead of time.
Don't let up yet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Palico. Yeah. I'm willing to jump back into that if you are.
I'm skilled in all sorts of
That's so much fun.
modifications, and will do them for a small fee.
I'm about to get the upgrades for the rifle. Ooh, I probably should. I got a lot of stuff here. Ooh! Woo! Look at this stuff, dude. Oh, and I can. You know what? Now that you say it, that bear does look very familiar. I'm gonna have to look at that after this.
And buy it I will.
I still have poultry and meat here. Can I put that in anything? Oh yeah, here we go. Wait.
Don't let up yet.
There we go. I'll do that one.
Pay me no mind.
Pay me no mind. Oh yeah, I can do the.
You have an
Whoa.
eye for quality. Thank you.
Him clapping really caught me off guard. It's like, what's he doing? Boom. Look at that.
Ah, yes, yes.
Oh, yes, yes. Yes. Indubitably. Alright, so those I'm going to hang on to. That should be good.
You'll be slaughtering.
I think I am going to do the stuff with the rifle now. There we go.
Food is life. Securing goods is more important than anything.
Than anything.
Anything,
Anything, my friend. All right.
Thank you for your...
Thank you for your patronage. Yeah, it was this one.
patronage.
Ah, one more thing before we move on to Beneviento. Yeah, Beneviento. Creepiest part of the game and arguably one of my favorites. That segment is so cool. Aha, Louise's key, the one from the necklace. Oh! Chalice with a bunch of naked people on it. So now, we have something else to sell. Oh yeah, one of my favorite lines that he says, and I think the voice actor said the same.
Yes.
One of his favorite lines is, "There are still more treasures to be found." That's awesome.
Used to be alive.
It's almost like he's aware of how much you've collected. It's really cool.
A good deal, if I say so myself.
It really makes me wonder, and I think I brought this up last time. But it really makes me wonder if they do a Resident Evil 4 remake, if they will make that merchant just as impactful on the story. I think I mentioned this last time, but if he was, if he ever goes like, oh, hey, Leon, I saw them take the president's daughter up to the castle or something, or, it just has more dialogue that kind of like guides Leon along. I think that would be kind of cool. Oh my gosh.
come with me. There's something I have to tell you.
Mia? What's going on?
Rose feels different. Ethan, you have to fix her.
What the hell is this?
Everyone leaves me. Even Rose. I don't want to be alone.
This can't be real.
How is this the strangest thing he's seen? I mean, I don't know. It is kind of weird because he also hallucinates
Losing it?
in 7.
What's going on?
But with, Evelyn being gone, it would be kind of jarring to start hallucinating again and not really having an understanding why, other than like, wait. I thought only like Evelyn could make me hallucinate, Dun, dun, dun. House Beneviento. That looks pretty comfy too, not gonna lie. Really? You think so? Okay.
I'd make a much better daughter than Rose.
I see what you're saying. I know when I played this part for the first time, I was like,
What?
whoa. I think what makes it feel that way, and this is my thing. I think it's fine. I think the Beneviento boss is perfectly fine. I think the issue is that they put House Dimitrescu before this, and it seems very out of place after you fight a boss like her. It makes this one feel underdeveloped. And that was one thing that I came to conclusion to. I think if I were behind the progression for this, I probably would have put Dimitrescu like second to last and put this one or Moreau first. Yeah, you do and you don't. Again, the files can only do so much. The papers and files can only give you so much justice, like for
Is this
character motives.
Mia?
But generally, the only thing that all of the houses have in common in this game is the fact that they all despise Ethan because Ethan is the one that's being chosen. What Rose, but Ethan and Rose are the ones being chosen, and not any of them to help Mother Miranda. Basically, like at this point in their lives, now that Ethan and Rose are here, they feel like they're almost being tossed aside. So they do their best to kind of toy and put their hate towards Ethan more than they would like Mother Miranda. Because all of these characters are almost like their Mother Miranda's like adopted children, kind of. Because yeah, the thing with Beneviento, so the story behind Beneviento is she grew up very. Oh, it actually didn't mean to do that. Looks like the game froze on my end. Yeah, it kind of did. I was trying to move it and it wouldn't move. So the story with Beneviento is she was a very quiet child growing up, and her parents, I think, died very young. Oh, the game did freeze. Okay. Hang on. I knew I wasn't getting sound there for a second. Okay. Give me 1 second. Yeah, it is frozen. Yeah, you're right. All right, give me 1 second. Okay. Hopefully you still got some of my explanation there. I don't think anything happened with my mic, but let's see if we're back up and running. Yeah, if you haven't yet, go check out Mono Memory. His music is fantastic. All right, let's see where we're at here. A quick fix. I'm used to that. That's an easy fix. Streamlabs bugging out, not an easy fix. Anyway, so yeah, let me see if I can sum that up because that's going to take me forever. She was scarred as a child, like literally physically she was scarred around like her eye actually. And she was very embarrassed by it all the time, so she was incredibly quiet. She had like antisocial behavior, stuff like that. She didn't talk much. She expressed her like voice and her emotions and everything through her dolls, specifically Angie. And so for the longest time, that's how she would even talk to her parents before they passed. So like, it was really hard for Donna's mom. Her name is Donna Beneviento. To talk to her, and then eventually she learned that she was able to communicate with her daughter because Donna used Angie to talk. And so as they were like starting to connect, something happened that tragically took her mother from her, so she was alone. And then I think during that time is when Mother Miranda adopted her, but at a cost, right? She infected her with the Kadu, and the Kadu, which you can see later on, it actually manifested itself in her scar, which I'm pretty sure that's where it was. Exactly. Adopted. So yeah, that's kind of her backstory a little bit. I think that's what's explained in the files. If not, I think they actually go into it a little bit with the concept art. But yeah, that's the problem, right? I mean, a lot of stuff is like this nowadays. You almost have to, if you want to know a lot of stuff, you kind of have to go out of your way a little bit. But I definitely see where you're at, because coming from Dimitrescu, I was like, that's an interesting boss fight for Beneviento. I was expecting something a little different, but after I had beaten the game, I was like, yeah, I think I would have put in Dimitrescu a little bit later. I probably would have put Donna. I felt the same way a little bit about Moreau. I actually wanted to see more enemy types for Moreau. I thought we would actually get maybe like a water version of like a lichen or something. But I thought both of them should have probably come first, honestly. 3 hours of cutscene either, to be fair. Yeah, because they kind of experiment, right, with the whole hallucinogenic thing and taking away all your weapons. So like I said, they treat this very much like a big puzzle, which I love, because I love the puzzles in Resident Evil. So that's why I actually really enjoy this part. The thing I hate the most in horror games is being defenseless. And that's what this does exactly. So but at the end of the day, I actually really enjoyed this part, and I like her character. I wish we would have gotten a little bit more time with Beneviento, because we actually learn quite a bit even from Moreau. So yeah, I agree. But it it is what it is. Maybe we'll see something in DLC or something, who knows. But yes, I definitely see where you're coming from with that. I think I like this part after the fact, but I definitely think it was kind of misplaced. In all honesty, I think it should have kept this spot. I think we should have started with Moreau, since he is like probably one of the most generic boss fights in my opinion. Because there's really not much to that segment except for just, getting across the water to try and drain it, stuff like that. We'll get to that when we get there. Anyway, that's where I stand, but I totally see where you're coming from as well. So, but yeah, when I was playing this, I was like, this is crazy. This is like a escape room.
She's so energetic, it's crazy.
But you can tell this part is very much an homage to both. I mean, I guess it's the same thing. It was supposed to be the same game, but Silent Hill and PT, which was a Silent Hills game. So it's really cool to see them, because they were like two really tight knit, horror games coming up, and to see them kind of pay homage to the other is really cool. Actually, still haven't memorized this. Okay. And I shouldn't. Playing through this, I should play it how it was intended. Only when I do the speedrun stuff is when I should be memorizing stuff.
Why is this here?
Ooh, the music box from his house. I'm not gonna lie, for the longest time, I could not figure out how to do this puzzle. And then I realized you have to line up the scratches. And then I felt so dumb. If you're drinking this weekend, be safe. Know your limit. But don't forget to have a good time. It's not super obvious. It isn't. It isn't. So I don't blame myself for that. But it is one of those things where I'm like, oh, wait. Oh, the scratches. Because I'm like, how are you supposed to know? I was looking around for like a clue as to what it would tell me or whatever. I'm like, come on. Right, yeah. They gotta, you know, gotta make you think for it. And that's the most rewarding when you figure it out for yourself.
Oh God, no. I can't do Ethan. Anything but
Huh? This I have memorized, but I'll show you the list, the order they're supposed to go in. Oh! I hit the wrong button. Soundtrack for this game is phenomenal too. I've listened to it twice now, I think, while working. So good. Especially the well, I won't say it. It's kind of spoiler. But I guess the trailer music. I love that track. It's so awesome. Welcoming. Really? Like, did that actually happen, or... It's so odd what Ethan chooses to pick up. Yeah. Calling back to 7 right here.
listen to me. I didn't want to keep it from you.
Mia?
He was just trying to be safe. Yeah, that's fair.
I didn't want to destroy
Yeah, you kind of have to.
Mia.
Usually, from my understanding, when it comes to games, if it's featured, you're okay. I think if there's one thing I've streamed... Ugh, I hate the spike in the music right there. I think if there's one that I probably shouldn't have done the music for, it would have been episode 1. Because the Star Wars music is very heavy with that stuff. So... Spooky. Oh my god. Oh, dude. You feel so confident when you're going through this game a second time. And then you forget, and then you really feel like an asshole. Oh my gosh, that ugh. This is so PT, it's not even funny. Did you jump at that too, David? Don't lie. I'll know if you're lying. Ah, yes. Secret safe with me, brother. Yeah, if you get the chance, check out the lore videos from the Residents of Evil. I think her name is like Peggy or something like that, but she does a lot of the lore and inspiration videos for a lot of the ideas and stuff that they put in the Resident Evil games. It's super interesting and cool. They had a ton leading up to it, and then they just did one recently specifically on Beneviento's this part, and it's really cool. And also, this is the mannequin that was just upstairs in pieces suddenly. Hype for Infinite Darkness? Of course. Did you see that trailer? Yeah, they did I think the official trailer released. Again, another call out, but I think it's on, actually, the Residents of Evil posted a trailer for it. It's cool. It feels just like the movies, the CG movies, which I'd like to watch through again. I think one thing I brought up to you, David, was I'd like to go through all the games chronologically, because I know the whole story of Resident Evil. It's one of my favorites, obviously. But I have never actively gone through each one in order, like in a row, just until full completion. And that's something I would really love to do. The stream didn't just stop, did it? It says I'm still streaming, but... Okay. It could just be Streamlabs again. Unless it's glitching with me. It's fine. Everything's fine here, what I'm looking at, but it just gave me the message, welcome to the chat room, which is usually something that it says when you start streaming. So that's what startled me. All right, let's go. Oh yeah, 100%. And I appreciate it. I love it. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. This part is so simple, but it gives you so much anxiety because of how dark it is. And you're weaponless. And you can't do anything about it. And all you can do is run. Better in the hands of someone who will actually publish a game. Ooh. Shots fired. Ooh. Hey, there's still rumors. Hey, look, there's Angie. There's still rumors, you know, that actually, I did hear a rumor recently. Kapow! There was a rumor recently that Xbox was thinking about picking it up. I think that's been a rumor for a while, but I think there was something recently that really implied that. And that Kojima's next game would then be an Xbox exclusive. And that he's kind of like, he's almost like selling himself to whoever wants a game from him or something like that. I don't know. But I thought it sounded kind of cool. Oh, God. Okay. Heck, nothing against Death Stranding, but if they got Death Stranding, we got PT. I don't know about you, man. That sounds like a pretty good deal to me. Would I play it? I'll try. Ooh, ooh. I don't like it. That baby poop. Okay, time to go. So funny. Oh, the flashlight is so weak in this game. The music for this part is really good. Oh my gosh, he came through the door a lot quicker than I thought. Okay, time to go. Time to go. Through the door. Let's go. See, right there is where I would use a pipe bomb. And I just go, if I had all my weapons. Thump. Now you can see Ethan's very high here. He's got blurred vision. I'd leave and forget about the life I had before. Yeah. I'd consider it.
Don't leave. I can't let you. You're still alive, huh? Before my friends murder you. Tick-tock. Your life, son of I.
Wait!
Try and find me.
There's actually a challenge for beating this in a certain amount of time, and I don't have it yet. So I'm gonna try and see if I can get it. But basically, you play a game of hide and seek. But she always spawns here first.
Fucking monster.
You gotta know when to fold. It's true. I think I might have done it. Two down, two to go. Yeah, see? Her right eye. That's where the Kadu was.
Mia, I'll make things right. What? Good. I need to get out of this place. So that's who was behind all this?
Hey, I got it. How about that? How would one know to do that instinctually? What do you mean? Attack? Like the doll? I mean, I feel like you gotta try something, right? I mean, especially since she like bit him the first time since she bit him the first time he found him, I mean, it's like, hey, you still got those scissors on you. I mean, I would try and fight if I was hallucinating, but I still had control over what I was doing. Yeah, exactly. I think it's one of those things where that's the thing too. I mean, if it's just like, floating around and you have to try and find it, I mean, I feel like I'd try to find some way to pin it down, but if it's like biting me and I'm getting harmed by that, because again, it's a whole hallucination thing. So it's implied that, I guess, Beneviento is hurting you in reality or something like that. So your idea would be to, stab. Because again, you don't have weapons, but again, you kind of just grab what you can in a scenario like that and use whatever you can as a weapon. Sorry, I was looking to see. Yeah, so this one, defeat Dimitrescu in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Defeat Angie in 1 minute and 40, which we just did. That's super cool. Moreau in under 1 minute. Heisenberg in under 4. So, yeah, and they kind of go into that as well, because this whole section is based off of it's got a weird name. I had actually never even heard of it. I knew the style, but I could never remember the name because it had a unique name. But it was a horror genre that is very heavily related to everything here. Everything from the dolls to the type of killer and everything. I mean, the killer's a little different. The killer looks more like Mr. X, but it makes you kind of. This is actually covered in that lore video. They almost show how much the stalker-esque killer could have actually been inspired also by Mr. X. Mr. X kind of has that style, because a lot of the killers in this type of genre wore trench coats and like detective fedora hats and stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting to see. And in that genre, a lot of the protagonists are defenseless and they have to basically use what's at their disposal, which is a little, I'll admit, is a little too on the point with that, but it does still justify kind of the situation that Ethan's in here. Yeah, like it even, a lot of that genre also usually typically includes the protagonist being a detective of some sort, but it's always the tragedy always is in another country, and the protagonist is usually like this detective who's an American. He's got like the tourist look to him. It's very on the point, and it's crazy that they it definitely watch the video if you can. It's super cool. Oh, yeah. Brand new shotgun, baby. Can't stop listening to Texas Sun. May try to learn it on bass. Yeah, dude, that'd be awesome. It's an easy song, too. When my extended family came up, I think early, or was it late? Wait, when was it? I think it was like late, winter or something like that. Wow, unfazed by that. They were playing it. They actually knew the song and everything, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is... Okay, I'm in a predicament here. I'm gonna do that. All right, that's how you get out of that. But anyway. Anyway. Yeah, that's how you get it done right there. And they were playing that song, and they knew of Krungbin, and I was very happy about that. And we did like a jam session out in our garage with the whole family, and we were singing songs, and that was one of them. It was a good time. It was a very good time. You should get the better knife. Yeah, the one that Chris uses. Oh gosh, I don't know why that startled me. The one thing that I don't like about the new knife is you can't get rid of the old one. So you're forced to lose. I mean, you always have more than enough space in this game, but you're forced to hold on to this knife for the entirety of the game. So I can't like buy the new one and then sell this one. Which is kind of weird. I mean, I'll use it for when I do hard, or right now I'm doing hardcore, but there's the Village of Shadows difficulty, which is like the legendary difficulty. I always relate difficulties to Halo for some reason. But yeah, so I'll probably use it for that. Yeah, see, there's the photo of the blue bird that I already killed. So, so it is what it is. Oh. I love these. These are probably one of my favorite puzzle things in the game. These are just so cool. I love little mini games like this. Although all of these are super simple except for the factory one. The factory one sucks. I absolutely hate that one. That one got me so frustrated. I actually yelled out of frustration. But I really like these. These are cool. And you get something cool out of it, too. Hooray! Ooh. Ah. So nice. Ooh, explosive rounds. That's cool. There's that key. There's that key we needed. Oh, this is cool. Okay, so I think this actually goes into it. Okay, so Mistress Donna is now Mother Miranda's adopted daughter. In all my years, I've never been this overjoyed. This is the gardener, the Beneviento gardener, who has the house back in the village. Well, it's implied that he sometimes stayed here when he was doing his gardening duties. In all my years, I've never been this overjoyed. Ever since childhood, she has always feared others due to the scar across her face. After her parents' death, she locked herself away and would only talk to Angie, the doll her father made her. Okay, so I got that wrong. I am forever thankful to Mother Miranda's infinite compassion. Mistress Donna seems happy. It might be my imagination, but I feel like her doll Angie is even more lively than before. She came to me in the garden today and used Angie to talk with me. We had a mighty fine conversation. Something about receiving a gift of power from Mother. Mistress Donna gave me yellow flowers and told me to plant them in the garden. I planted them in front of Miss Claudia's grave. I don't know if it was the scent of the flowers, but I felt lightheaded. Then, like a dream, I saw my departed wife. I mentioned this to Donna, and she seemed thrilled by it. She told me to go to the house tomorrow and see her. She said I could see my family once more. I'm not sure what she meant by that, but she's so kind. Yeah, I know. Pretty crazy. Yeah, there's a little bit of lore for you. Easily missable. Did I do everything? Yeah. I'm pretty sure I did. If you're hanging out watching the stream, don't forget to give me a follow if you're enjoying it. I stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday as best as I can. This week was kind of iffy, and last week was just a personal week that I took. But I plan to keep going strong moving forward. So I'll probably return to Dark Souls at some point. I'll probably do... There's actually a lot of stuff I'd like to play. I'd like to revisit that Kingdoms of Amalur game, because that's one that I never played, but I'm a huge Fable fan, and that game... I played a little bit of it, of the Re-Reckoning one, the remake, and it was really... It's true. It's very much like classic Fable, and I really liked it a lot. So I'd like to return to that. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff I want to try. Oh yeah, that's what I was looking for. Bum, bum, ba-dum. All right. There we go. How about that? And now we're back in the comfortable company of the Duke. Everyone's favorite.
Does this look familiar to you?
Duke, you mischievous person. Yeah, this one, right?
Leave this to me. To hunger is to be alive.
Ah, I did forget something. I gotta go back up there. I gotta go back up. Oh, I forgot to sell that last time. I gotta go back up. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Ah, Miss Angie. Just adorable. Porcelain dolls are very popular, you know.
Oh, I bet. You're welcome.
I look forward to seeing the fruits of your exploration.
I look forward to seeing the fruits of your exploration. Oh, you know what? I'll come back up this way. Because I'm about to get that that Beneviento treasure. So I hope you're watching, David. You're about to see something crazy. Wink, wink. Oh, yeah. Very nice. So, this is actually something I missed on my first playthrough. First time I played, I also did not get the Beneviento treasure because if you don't come back through this village part and at least spawn these enemies, you can't get the treasure any other time. You are locked out of it. And that's because this enemy that I just killed opens this door, which is closed forever. So if you go to the next area, which is towards Moreau, and you come back, these enemies won't spawn and that door will not open. And you will not be able to get this, which is the part you need for her tomb, which is the Beneviento treasure. And I'll just say now, the Beneviento treasure is a little underwhelming. But it's still pretty cool to go back to. Whoa, you see that branch? Ethan's ready. So this is what I missed. I forgot to get this. Pretty important not to forget. I lost my mouse. Trying to minimize. Okay. Even Chris changes guns that fast. Hell yeah, dude. Give me an egg. Raccoon police. Put your hands where I can see them. Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah, come on. This whole case is... Ugh. Gotta do a little bit of organizing here. Hang on, give me a second. Look at that. Oof. That's nice. That's nice right there. I like that. That's good stuff. All right, let's stop that. That was a little too loud. That was supposed to be a whoop. An audience whoop. That sounded like a bunch of audience members getting murdered is what that sounded like. But, oh, yeah, I forgot. So if you leave and then come back, it spawns animals in this area already, even though I just came from here. Yeah, right here. Kind of sad. No, but what I do find really weird about that is if you get close enough to them, they just look at you, and it's kind of creepy, honestly. And I bet you're wondering, Josh, why are you crafting ammo? There's nothing over here. Woo! I gotta go. Actually, I think he's stuck to this area. Ooh, I actually need to make... That is a very big boy. Very big boy. Yep. Uh-oh. He's about to yeet. Yeah. Oh, God. One of the challenges, and it's probably the one that's going to take me the longest. Oh my gosh, he swung very fast. I was not going... Oh my goodness, he's turning me. That's not good. He's eating it up. Come on, baby. It's about to be a knife fight here in a second. Oh, Jesus. Oh. Oh my gosh, dude. He is not letting up. Uh-oh. That's not good. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna run away. I'm gonna hope he can't catch me. Wow. Was that it? My last shot, bro. My last shot. Ugh, I don't like that. I can't believe that. don't know if I guess I still have these. I think if I back up enough. Oh no. All right, forget it. Oh, that's what I needed, I think. Oh. Look at this game. Look at this game, dude. And this thing, that's worth a lot. That is worth a lot. All right, I am literally out of weapon. I'm out of ammo, explosives, everything. And I don't think I can craft any either. Oh yeah, I can. All right, I can do a little bit of each. Wow, last bullet of the handgun. That is nuts. And you get a chalice. So from my understanding, the story behind or I guess the very light lore behind the cups. Like I had that cup that I used Louise's key to get, the chalice. All those were the cups that the four original founders of the village used, which are like those four statues that you see that date back to like medieval times. Apparently all four, there's like 4 cups or something in the game, I think. I could be wrong, but they're like high end. Those cups are usually high end treasure. So not like the craziest thing to get from that, but it's still worth it because that chalice is worth quite a bit. Plus you get a boss fight out of it, so you technically get 2 treasures if you beat the guy. So yeah, pretty cool little mini boss there. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in here. So we have her head and her legs.
As you wish. Yes, I can see why you'd be interested in that. This is all an investment, Ethan.
Yeah, 30,000. Yeah, actually, that's more than the chalice. So yeah, there's that.
Splendid. Do you know what it's worth?
That's pretty funny, actually.
Carry on.
Boom. So now all I need is a poultry for that one. Wow, I'm actually working up a sweat from that mini boss fight. I was getting worried because I was running out of every thing of ammo and everything. That was stressful. Also, it's just really hot.
Quality. Thank you.
Haha! So that's something else I can sell.
Oh, good. I was just thinking of ways to pass the time.
I was just thinking of ways to pass the time. Yeah, even that axe was more expensive than that completed doll.
If I say so myself.
Like, come on. That was worth the boss fight alone. Yeah, so now I can go into that house. Don't you get the necklace of the person from the demo as well? Yes. I did not freeze, by the way. Yes, that is in the dungeon of the first in the first area. Yes. Also, the reason I'm not upgrading my pistol or my shotgun and only the sniper, that sniper is the only sniper in the game. And after there's 3 shotguns and 3 handguns, and there's a more powerful one after these 2, and then so those are the 2 that I'm gonna buy. Nice. And look at that, the last piece for the sniper. Oh yeah. I think it is. Yeah, I already have 2 on it already. So this is the 3rd one. Boom, fully kitted. Let's go. I don't have my quick key on. What's this? Ugh, that was awful. All right, I'm done with that because that's annoying. Let's go back to the classic. Wait, I'm missing something in this house. Oh my gosh. That took me, as you would believe, very long to find. Like, what am I missing in this house? Holy crap, there is a gem in the loot. That was a tough one. But cool, we got that treasure. So now we can make our way back. Oh yeah, and then there's a lockpick thing in there too. Okay. Yes, I think it's Ingrid's necklace. I believe is what it's called. I'm pretty sure it's what it is. Oh, I have 2 lockpicks. Ooh, 7 shotgun shells. Let's go. All right. Dude, I'm actually... Okay, I'm actually working up a sweat. It is hot. Oh my gosh, hang on. Give me 1 second. No, not even that, dude. Like, I just started getting really warm. I think because I'm just sitting in the same spot forever. Okay. Got a little bit of airflow going, but I don't know. We'll see. Let's go.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's even worth a lot. That's 10,000 right there. Look at all this treasure. Oh my gosh, I'm filthy stinking rich. Let's go. I actually have not messed with the all three of these are connected. But like I actually have not used this. This is what you get for beating the game. You get this assault rifle, which you don't use anywhere else. I was trying to figure out what you meant by that at first, but I know what you're saying now. Classic YouTube. When Shaw's mom
I'm
gets
skilled
sick,
in all sorts of weapons modifications, and will do them for a small fee.
you tell the world that
I
he's
look
got the
forward to seeing the
sauce.
fruits of your
Alright, so
exploration.
I'm actually looking forward to jumping back into my my hard game. Alright. Time to move to the next area. Trying to think if I forgot anything. I don't think I did. This made me jump too. He gets absolutely mangled by that thing. Ow! Yeah, you better run. That isn't a wolf. I'm so sorry, Louisa. Please forgive me. So it's implied that this guy right here is her husband, the one that was out, the one that she claimed was out looking for help. So we finally discovered his fate. The guns look so cool in this game with all like the etchings and stuff like that. And there you go. When Shaw's mom gets sick, you tell the world that he's got those songs. Now you got that YouTube poop stuck in my head, David. Yay! You can kind of cheese him right here. You get them to like keep jumping back. It's cheesy, but hey, when you figure it out, you feel pretty good. It's a legit strat, right? Uh-oh, what's all those green stuff? Ugh. It's kind of gross, if you ask me. Oh! So normally you could blow it up, but then I realized you can actually just snipe it. It implies that you're supposed to blow it up, but then that's just wasting resources. Hey!
Oh, hell yeah. Come on, baby.
Yeah, and there's the pig, which I already got. I really like the atmosphere of this part because I've been in mines like this that feel this tight and claustrophobic, like these tunnels, and it felt it didn't make me feel that way. It never really makes me feel that way when I'm playing the game, but I like understand the sense of that. And it's really cool. I think they captured the atmosphere of some of the areas in this game incredibly well. I still find it the most interesting that this is the same voice actor for Lucas.
Mother Miranda, if it's for you, I'd do anything.
I'll just be taking this.
Wait. What are you doing with Mother's special child?
She's not hers.
Yeah, you did. We've all been there.
Say?
What do you mean, mother's special child?
Mother wants her baby back.
Don't screw with me.
Wait, please. If you take it, then the others will laugh at me. But if I do better than them...
What do I care?
Wait, just a little longer, please.
What's so funny?
You're stupid. You talk too much. It's all over. I plugged away it.
It is. And what makes it even more sad, and also very interesting, I don't know if you saw, or if the Rad Brad read it or anything, but I'm pretty sure Moreau used to be a scientist as well. Because I think there's a whole laboratory area that's next to the windmill above ground is implied via notes and papers that you find that was his and that he was a scientist. So for him to have that kind of reaction to the Kadu, like that severe of a reaction to make him the way he is essentially makes it even more depressing, in my opinion. Yeah, now you know why I put the knife there, because that's always where the first spot in my inventory opens up, so it's easy for me to grasp. But I keep everything else on the quick wheel. Think smarter. Play smarter. Wow. But yeah, yet again, another part that reminds me of the Del Lago from RE4. That didn't do much. Ooh, that's not good. Oh, wow. Well. Wasn't expecting that. Well, at least the autosave isn't that bad. I love the reloading animations. I love the reloading animations and everything. It's so cool to see how they've changed over time. Uh-oh. Not this time, pal. Oh boy, I totally missed all of them. I whiffed. All right, perfect time for the grenade launcher.
Yeah.
Whoa, hello. Nope. Boom, baby. Oh my gosh. That was wonderful. Job well done. All right, cool. Now we can move on. GG easy. Yeah, he got me with that one. I had no... He got me in one hit. He took my health to red and did the kill animation on me. I don't know what that was all about. Wow, he took that to the chin like a champ. Oh. Well, this is embarrassing. Ah! Damn it. Boom! So you take him out with a knife. Trying to conserve some ammo. Oh, I have a ton of explosive rounds, though. Holy crap. Am I dropping frames at all? For you guys, it should be 30, but on my Streamlabs feed, it looks very spotty. So I just want to make sure it looks okay for at least you guys. Maybe it's just supposed to look like that on my end. Oh, okay. That's easily missable, by the way. I missed that the first time I played. Usually it lets me know, though. Bit rate is pretty average. It looks okay. It looks pretty decent on stream. Okay, I think it's fine. Cool.
What was that?
This part just, I just can't. I mean, a lot of this game just makes me think of Resident Evil 4, but that sea creature, man. I'm like, when do I get my spears? I'm gonna throw them at the boat. Mierda.
Moridas pipi. Moridas pipi.
Does it remind you too much of RE4? Yeah, yes and no. Yeah, actually, I'd probably say yeah. I'd safely say yeah. But you can tell that was their intention. In all honesty, from what it looks like, they very much made this game almost... It feels like a love letter to that. Which isn't a bad thing. But at the same time, I knew I heard it somewhere. It's almost like they kind of used it as a way to be like, okay, hey, we might see some of these assets return if the remake is true. But yeah, there's so much about this. Shooting down gems, the merchant, a village. Especially if you've played the series, you know what I mean? Like, if you played that before this, you're gonna feel those vibes. If you're part of the new RE audience and you're jumping into this and you find it cool, and then maybe down the line you end up playing that, and you can, I think even then you'd be like, ooh, okay, I could. Oh, it's water. Okay. Wow, that was, I don't know what that was, but I even feel like then they're like, I think people would be like, oh, I could see they kind of put some RE4 stuff in here. No, I don't think it's a bad thing at all. It's our own property. I think at the end of the day, I mean, they know how much of a success that game was, and I think they wanted to, you know, they obviously wanted to take it in a different direction from 7, but they wanted to continue the first person aspect. So I think they were thinking of ways to integrate the part of the series that started to move towards action, and trying to, because they have come out purposely multiple times and said that they specifically made this game to be less scary than 7. And this game kind of pays homage to a lot of things that 4, 5, and 6 did, which is not a bad thing. I mean, it shows how, like, in all honesty, I mean, yeah, it borrows a lot from that, but it still has its own versatility in the stuff that it presents in this first-person style. And I think it just goes to show that a lot of elements that 4 had is kind of brought to this modern version of how that could look. And again, this also could have been, you know, they treated this as 8, so it has importance to the rest of the franchise, but I think they also used it to be like, okay, now we kind of have like a stepping stone if we want to end up revisiting Resident Evil 4 someday. And I think it's really cool. It kind of shows that they still acknowledge their stuff, because that was the thing when Resident Evil 7 came out. A lot of people were, I included, thought it was like rebooting the whole series. But because it had the number 7 on it, I was like, no, I feel like it's a continuation, because I very much thought that they were trying to just reboot the series. So this kind of shows that they're not willing to, you know, give up on that sort of thing. So I think it's cool. That was my long answer for that, but I think it's cool. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. Honestly, I love it because that's my favorite entry of the series. So that's what made me really enjoy playing this game.
Get off of me!
Stay the fuck down!
Ethan! I gotta say, I'm surprised you made it this far. It'd be a shame if something happened to you now.
Sure, Chris.
It was.
Why not? You killed Mia.
So yeah, I admit it has that little bit of sentimental value to me for that reason.
Hey, Cap. I'm getting
Had I started with another game, it could be different.
We should move on.
I think had I started with
What kind of readings?
an original trilogy game,
My
it
guess
would have
is
been
we've here
different.
Too long, and Miranda knows it.
Hey, did you say Miranda? How are you involved?
Leave it alone.
I don't mean it to
Ethan,
sound
you
like a
are
bad
your
thing,
dad.
but like, say hypothetically, if I started with 5 and then at some point played 4, I feel like I would have enjoyed 4 a little bit. But I love 5 for specifically its co-op. The co-op stuff that they've done is fantastic. Some of the best co-op experiences I've ever played. Watch out! RE4 was my introduction to Resident Evil, yes. And it was the Wii version. Which I think is what made me love it even more, because doing the motion controls for that when aiming and stuff is really cool.
The exit's underwater. You're done.
I don't have time for this.
I like his tattoo.
Miranda sent you to
Sheriff
around.
Marty.
You're pathetic.
Yeah, and if you pay attention, like, yeah, and he was affected the most by the Kadu. I mean, look at him. None of the other characters look that bad. But if you listen closely, I mean, each of the houses actively speak out as to why they don't like Ethan or Rose, because they're literally just being replaced by Ethan and Rose, even though they've been with Mother Miranda for decades, it seems.
What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, like Moreau's clinic. He was like a doctor at some point. Doctor/scientist. And they explain in one of the things that you find that there's articles of him like experimenting and stuff like that. And even the Duke, he was actually a fifth house originally. He was supposed to be the fifth house. And someone had made a theory that, like, in the original thing, he was still playing the merchant, and he was selling you weapons to get rid of the other houses so he could take all the power for himself. And then you would have to face off with him before facing off against, like, Mother Miranda. I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. I like that.
Seeking something in
But I like that he's a good guy. I'd rather have him be a good guy. He's too cool. I hope he returns. I say the same thing about the merchant from RE4, but if we get him in remake format, that's cool too. None of the bosses deserve the treatment they got. No, I don't think so either. That's what kind of makes it tragic, right? I mean, that's when it comes to the villains in Resident Evil, so many people were used in their own in the main villain's own plot for, you know, their own success. They just used all the bad guys you face are just used for their advancement. That's how Wesker was. Wesker used everybody. Simmons from Resident Evil 6 used his whole like company thing. It's been a while since I played that one, so I kind of forget, but yeah. Sadler. Think about the people that Sadler in RE4. Sadler used Salazar, all that stuff. And even then, like, he even, like, Leon says, hey, I killed Salazar. Guess what? You're next. And then Sadler's like, oh, whatever, dude. I didn't need him anyway. And then Leon outspokenly says, you were just using him as a pawn for your own gain. And he's like, yeah, I was. But it's only obvious that you should feel bad for Moreau because he's super. Yeah, he's definitely played as, like, you know, the one, like, he's got that trope of the one that everyone makes fun of and, you know, had it the worst. They play him up. It's a lot of this game feels like a stage play. There are so many different character archetypes and stuff.
This is all an investment, Ethan.
Didn't I get more food? Yeah, I got more fish. Oh, one more piece of meat. That's all I need. Ooh. I do want to get that because movement speed increase that's some top tier stuff right there. I think I'm gonna put those there. Yeah. I guess well, what's this one? Damage taken while guarding.
Thank you.
I mean, the damage taken while guarding is a good one, but I'd rather have a health increase. Cool. Okay, cool. Crystal fragment, large crystal, perfect crystal skull, crystal beast. Filthy rich, man. It's nice.
Securing goods is more important than anything. Anything, my friend. Let's see. Anything else?
Guess I can always craft stuff too. I'll buy a couple of those. That way I can use my
I'm
crafting
skilled in
stuff
all
towards
sorts of weapons
ammo.
modifications, and we'll do them for a small fee. Good day then.
Good day then. Good day then. Give me 1 second. Updating the stream title. Because we're also about to take out Moreau here. The only other one we have is over at Windmill 2. I know. That's kind of why I was laughing at it, because it's like some of the hints in this game are a little too like spot on. Like if that was me, I probably would have just said like, "Oh man, that crank is about to break. We only have one other one," and then just stop like right there, because this whole part's kind of linear anyway. So. But yeah, he had to. It's funny too because he had to write that down. Man, we only have the other one over at Windmill 2. Hey, Greg, what are you doing? I'm just reminding myself that we only have one other crank over at Windmill 2. Oh. Wait, you're telling yourself that? No, just anybody that reads a note. Oh, okay. Kind of weird, but okay. I mean, we're the only two that operate the windmill, so I don't really get what you're getting at.
Seriously?
Ocean man, take me by the hand, lead me to the land. Ooh, can I pick up those fish? I need them. How long does a casual playthrough of Mass Effect take, do you think? Obviously, you won't be exact. A casual? Well, it depends on your play style. It depends on your play style. So, like, if you're like me and you're a completionist and you have to 100% every area you go to, that's probably close to, like... I don't know. At least 50 hours, I would think. But if you're playing it casually and you're not really worried about 100%ing everything, I don't know. I'd still probably think it... Well, no. I take that back. I got confused. Casual, probably at least 50. I'm really bad at estimating stuff. So I'm probably not the best to ask that. Because, again, I'm a completionist, so I'm pretty sure Mass Effect 1 took me, like, probably closer to... 60... probably 50, 60, I think. It's been a long-ass time since I've played that, too, so... It's hard for me to guess. And I've 100%ed all those games. I've played them all like 3 times through. So you'd think I'd have a pretty good guess, but it's also been a long time since the last time I've played it. So. Casual playthrough, not really doing much. I mean, it also depends, like, if you, like, main missions, maybe the occasional side mission, unless you do all the side missions. I don't know. I feel like if I keep guessing, I'm gonna keep raising the number, and that may not be, like, the best. It does sound like Lucas, actually, now that I hear it. I think I can safely say a casual playthrough of Mass Effect will take you over... Of Mass Effect 1 will take you over 50 hours. At the very least, you're going to put 50 hours into the game. I think I can safely say that. Sounds like Jack to me at the end of the game. Yeah, it does, actually, now that you say it. They probably put the same filter, like, on his voice. Ethan!
Zoe, get your ass back to the house. I will deal with you later.
Yeah, he's the only one they didn't, or he didn't come back to do anything. Was the voice actor for Jack, which is, and the mocap, which is interesting because Jack is the guy that played the actor that played Jack is actually a really big stage actor, which is really cool. Because I remember watching the interviews with the other actors for the game, and they were saying like how intense, like immensely crazy he was on set, in a good way, like just delving into his role because he's a stage actor. It was really cool. Whoa. I think Patrick Stewart is too. I mean, I'm sure a lot of actors are, but I think he's. Yeah. Yep. That's a very good example. Good old Sir Patrick Stewart. Usually, so the last 2 times I played it, it's glitched me through its mouth, but the first time I played through it actually played out normally. But I've noticed that each time I've played now, I've glitched. I guess I've progressed far enough or quick enough to end up clipping through the monster's mouth. That's something I noticed.
Okay.
I don't remember him being that vocal about saying okay there. Okay. This was the other unique thing that I was actually surprised to see that you don't go to. There's a house back there, and I don't even think you can get back there. And I thought that's where we were going to go next, but I don't think we ever end up going there.
Welcome, Ethan.
Ethan!
I'm skilled at all sorts of weapons modifications, and will do them for a small fee. Ah.
Aha!
Thank you. Now
Health
to cook.
greatly increases permanently. There we go. Nice. Increase that health.
Here it is. Please, join me. To think such a dish could be had in this winter-bound frontier. You have an eye for quality. Thank you.
Drain the water.
Got it.
Oh yeah, I think this is part of it. Mother Miranda brought me 5 peoples from the village, just like I asked did. I made them sleep with some liquid, and then I put Kadu in their tummies. I am looking forward to the Kadu to grow in their tummies. Four of the people from the village are dead this morning. One is almost a lichen. I sent it to my lab on the mountain. I failed again. Mother wants strong vessels, but I cannot get any. I will need more people from the village. I think there's another thing later that goes into it some more. Hey, I'll take that. I'll take that. Free upgrade. You can see his scientific method still resonating even after the... Yeah, exactly. And then I think the other article later, which is in his lab, is before he, like, became more... before he became the creature. Like, before that, I think. I don't know.
Do this.
Oh my gosh, he's right next to me. I was not expecting that. Oh. Oh, I got a lot of shotgun ammo. Holy smokes. Oh. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Okay. Ha! He backed up into that one. Ow! He's getting back up top. I actually don't know if this does damage to him. Whoa. Yeah, it is kind of weird. There we go. His boss fight challenge, timed challenge for beating him in a certain amount of time, I think is the toughest because I think you have to beat him in under a minute. And the only way I can think about doing that is with power
Death
weapons.
as he was in life. Disgusting.
Because I've gotten really close with defeating Dimitrescu in time, but under a minute for this guy. Like, you have to kill him when he basically spawns out of here when you jump down here the first time. I don't know how it's possible, but on like doing it normally, but yeah, I'm pretty sure you have to have like an upgraded Magnum or, you know, one of the power weapons.
The exit's up ahead.
There it is. The Cadu.
Is that alive?
You're better off than I thought.
Who's that?
Oh, come on. We just met a while back, not that it really matters.
You're the last asshole in my way, aren't you?
You've got fight. I'll give you that, Ethan.
I'll give you that,
What's the
Ethan.
plan when you have all 4 flasks?
What are you trying to get at?
I
Kadao.
could lend you a hand.
I think that's what I called it the first time I saw it. But I think they mention it later. I think it's Cadu.
There's a stronghold
Cado.
not too far
I
outside
think it's
the
Cadu.
village. Go there and get my flask. Do that, and you pass. First, head back to the graveyard.
Self-centered prick.
He likes cheese. I could probably hang with this guy. Yeah, so there's that. So I don't think they actually outright talk about the Cadu, except for even in like files. But one of the theories, there was actually a lot of theories I had going into this game that, well, not like a lot, but a couple that actually ended up turning out to be true, which was actually kind of cool. But one of the ones that I had that didn't end up being the case, I thought they were going to try, because the Cadu is a experimented metamycete parasite. The metamycete is the fungus from RE7 and from this game. And I thought they were going to try and say that that was their experimentation between the metamycete and Los Plagas, which would have been very on the nose considering how much they borrowed from, like, they kind of, you know, paid homage to a lot of RE4 in the but I couldn't rule it out because that's where all the other parasitic infections came from, was from Los Plagas, and it's in Europe. So I mean, it kind of makes sense, but it was kind of funny theory that I had, which I'm okay with that totally not being true. But I just thought it was. I remember thinking that, and I was like, "Oh man, that would make a lot of sense." Was there only 2 fish in here? But yeah, that treasure I just got is very easy to forget. I'm pretty sure they mentioned it in the game, right? The progenitor. Yeah, the progenitor. So the progenitor is the flower. It's a flower that grew underground. That's what started all of Umbrella's stuff. So the progenitor virus, the first time you see it is in RE5. And then what that is, I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, I think I'm good. Progenitor virus was inside a plant that grew underground in Africa. And you see it for the first time in RE5, because that's where that game takes place. And through experimentation, because they brought the founders, it was Oswell. Gosh. There was 2 others. Shoot. I think Ashford. Ashford is one of them. And then a third one. I don't remember. But they took that back and messed with it, and then they kind of experimented with the progenitor virus, and then they ended up creating the T virus, which we all know and love. And then everything else went from there. So there's actual, like, I'm pretty sure they talk about what goes into each one. I kind of forget at the moment. But obviously Birkin experimented on his own version of the T-virus because the T-virus didn't turn out how they wanted it to. So he took it upon himself to try and perfect it, and he took it another step by making the G-virus, which you see is what turns him into the monstrosity that he becomes. And then it goes crazy from there. So there was the T Veronica virus, which is from Code Veronica, which is what's used in Ashford. Alexia Ashford, which is the daughter of the head honcho Ashford that found the virus with Spencer. It gets pretty convoluted. I used to know it by heart, but every time I take a break from the Resident Evil series, I always end up forgetting, and then I got to refresh my memory. But yeah, there's that. There's all kinds. RE3, RE1, 2, and 3 are all essentially, they all have T-virus in them because the zombies. And a perfected unit that adapts to the T-virus becomes the Tyrant, because T-virus stands for Tyrant Virus. It is very hard to keep up. So thank you for understanding. Is the Tyrant Virus. So a perfect host for the T-virus becomes a Tyrant, which is still monstrosity. But there is a Nemesis variant, and they literally called it like Nemesis T-virus variant. And that's what's in Nemesis, which he's essentially a Tyrant, but he has the ability to... He has a specific... It's not the Las Plagas, but it was the first time they mixed the T-virus with a plague, with a plague, or with a parasite, which is why he has like the tentacle hands and stuff like that. Like that's the parasite inside of him. But it doesn't necessarily, like, he controls it. It's kind of weird. And then Resident Evil 4 is when they introduced, and there's some other weird ones in there. Like there's some in like Dead Aim and those other Resident Evil games that technically those aren't part of the main story, but yeah, it gets obscure. Anyway, 4 introduces the Las Plagas parasite. So that's like the first, like, that's kind of still considered the first official parasite type. Because obviously now in 7 and 8, since they introduced the mold, they've kind of gone into, all the different types of like infectants, that are in the world or whatever. But the parasite was introduced in 4 with Las Plagas, which Ada is there working for Wesker, which no one else knows yet is still alive. And she takes that sample back, which we see at the end of 4, to Wesker. And then Wesker uses that and combines it with something to make Ouroboros, which is the infection parasitic thing in Resident Evil 5. So that's that, and that, I think the official name or the scientific name for that, I mean, they call it Ouroboros, but I think they also refer to it as Las Plagas type B. And then there's another form of it, which is what make the Javo enemies in RE6. And then there's the C virus. Sorry. And then there's the C virus, which is specifically in Resident Evil 6, which is what Simmons makes, which is like his own version, of the T virus, which makes those specific zombie enemies in Resident Evil 6, with that infects them with like that blue smoke and whatnot. And then they started from scratch with 7, with mold, a different type of infectant. And now we've seen in this game an experimented version of mold. Am I missing any? Yeah, there's some other ones in there. T-Phobos is one. I don't remember which game that's in. You know what? I think that's Dead Aim. I think that's the Dead Aim virus, which that's not part of the main storyline. T-Abyss virus, which is in Revelations 1. Yeah. So there's your rundown of all the infectants. And I'm pretty sure there's probably 1 or 2 more in there somewhere. Oh, yeah, there is. There was it was like a T and G variant, which doesn't really make much sense. And I think that was in another weird spin-off thing, but I think that was in the movie, actually, the Degeneration movie. There has to be 1,000. Yeah, I mean, they can keep messing with it. They could literally make 1,000. They're actually, that was most of them. I honestly think I'm only missing 1 or 2. And that's not including whatever they did with the movies, which even then with the movies, they mainly stuck with just like the T virus and stuff. But yeah, I mean, that's the rundown. There's at least 10. I think there's like 12 or 13 different infectants in the series at this point. But it's kind of cool to see like them basically take it and then escalate it. And then I like how in each like almost trilogy they kind of start over with a different type of infectant. Like it's not viruses anymore in RE4. Now it's a parasite that actually like bursts out of people's heads and stuff. And then in this one it's a fungus, it's a mold. And I think that's kind of cool. That's the whole sci-fi side of Resident Evil that I absolutely love. It's so fascinating. I love it. I need to make some ammo. Oh. Well, I shouldn't say start over. They don't necessarily start over. Ooh, that was cool. Ah, I messed that one up though. really like that they start over again and again. I don't think it's necessarily that they start over. I think they're just keeping it fresh in a good way, you know? Like, there's obviously, out of all the things I mentioned, there's so many times that you can really create a virus or alter a virus and keep it interesting. And I think it was smart for them to be like, what else could control or make people hostile or something? Maybe a parasite that controls your movement and stuff like that. I don't think it's a bad thing that I don't think it's starting over. I think it's keeping it fresh. Yeah, look at this gun. Look at that. That's a pretty gun right there. Yeah, I don't think it's them starting over again. I actually find it really cool because they're finding different ways to introduce crazy stuff into the world, into that universe, without making it virus after virus after virus after virus. And they're like, what else could make someone hostile? Well, there's the virus, but what else? Oh, parasite. Oh, and then we know like there's like actual fungus in the world that grows on like ants and stuff and controls and takes over their mind and stuff like that. My number one concern is what the rest of the world looks like during this point. Everyone's question. Well, and that's why the BSAA was formed. They're specifically meant to combat bioterrorism. So most of the world looks fine, but yeah, most of the time, you know, each area of the world, thankfully, besides 6. 6 is the only one where like multiple locations are attacked at once. But it's not like it's constantly happening, but it's not constantly happening, if that makes sense. I don't know. That's kind of a weird way of saying it, but not a great universe to live in. 100%. But that's what makes it so entertaining for us, right? Yeah, this is the other file, by the way. Mother Miranda gave me a mountain. Now I can do lots and lots of Cadou experiments. This is my secret special laboratory. I did 3 Cadou experiments today, but they all went pop and made a mess. I put in the Cadou, and then I tried putting wolf blood from a needle into the spine. The person wriggled a lot and then killed my assistant. I could not hold it down, so I put it in a cage. Now I have to feed it. So he mixed the Cadou with wolf blood, and that's what created these like level 3 style werewolves, which is really cool. What does the rest of the country world look like? They took out the president. Yeah, I mean, they just replaced him. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing too. I forget where it takes place on a university, but then the surrounding town is infected, and then they ended up going to China, which has the Javo running around, and then that gets infected with the C virus. Yeah. RE6 was the one that really pushed it by, you know, having multiple places being attacked at the same time. And that's why there's like 3-4 different campaigns to that game. And that's why that game kind of gets dicey when it comes to trying to understand what the heck is going on, because it's so all over the place. But it's fun for the co-op. But yeah, good questions. I think this is where I actually like to put this. I don't want to use all my ammo here, but I am going to use it on this wolf creature, because this is the one that's in the journal. And that way I keep the grenade launcher there so I can easily equip it. Boom! Look at that, dude. Oh, this Magnum is so cool. I mean, I just don't know what future the world has. At this point, we've only seen Louisiana and Europe post RE6. Yeah. And the main enemy that we know of at this time is the connections, which are the ones that are like experimenting. Apart from this village, they're actually not associated with this village, but that's who Mia worked for. And they were the scientists. Actually, no, I think the connections spawned from Mother Miranda. But then they broke off to do their own thing. So much of the rest of the world is normal. And that's the thing, like they know these sort of things happen on occasion. And I'm sure they have their own ways of taking precautions. I mean, think of it kind of like the same as, I don't know, how like incidences happen in our world today, like as far as warfare goes, like stuff happening and like, you know, you hear like on a random day, like, oh, you know, I hate bringing it up as an example because it happens more often than it should, but you know, like a shooting happens somewhere or something like that. Like I'm sure there's something in this world, or like, you know, bombs going off and stuff like that. Like I'm sure in this world it's like, oh, hey, there was a you know, bioterrorist attack in, you know, Russia or something like that. Like I'm sure in this universe it probably happens more often than not, but we just play through the serious circumstances. Because most of the time the BSAA just takes care of it, and then that's it. But yeah, post RE6, I mean, yeah, those are the only two places we know. But yeah, RE6 was the one that was the worst because it focused like two large, you know, countries, both China and United States. But they took care of it. There were losses, but world's back to normal. Normal. Yeah. I like comparing it a lot to like Jurassic Park. Like you'd think they'd find some way to not experiment with dinosaurs anymore. Whereas like in this, it's like you'd think most people would not experiment on the. I don't know. I guess maybe that's not this close to the same thing. I guess. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But it's that same trope, you know. What happens when you go too far with science? What happens when you take science too far and it ends up hurting the world? It's the mystery of the unknown. And thankfully, we only have to experience those situations in video games and movies. For now. God forbid. And killing, you know, regrettably killing chickens, but, you know. Oh. So there's still one more piece to this necklace. That's the treasure that has the most combinable items to it. It's 3 parts total. This way, Papa. We got the arms.
Ah, my apologies. This is Lord Moreau's? I suppose it's what they call the beauty of the grotesque. Thank you. Now to cook.
Boom.
Finished. I'd love for you to enjoy as well. Not a bad dish.
I don't need to hear him swallow, man.
To hunger. I can hardly wait for the next ingredients.
All right. So we're good here. Debating if I want to upgrade.
Yes, yes. To hunger. Till next we meet.
All right. So next, I'm going to get the rest of the collectibles. So now that we have the crank, we can actually go this way. Well, rest of the collectibles. And unlock this bridge, which opens up 2 different areas of the game that have cool, unique stuff. So, take the bridge down, you get in the boat, and then you can go up or down this river. We're going to obviously do both. kind of turn the whole boat around. And then this is a little area underneath castle, which is how you get this treasure. Money. Lots and lots of money. And then the way you turn, or you get this one on fire, is you catch them on fire. Once this stops swinging. There you go. And then you walk them into this. And those just... Boom. And that's how you get the Golden Lady statue. Pretty big treasure in the game. And then if you go back here, there's some magnum ammo. One bullet. But that one bullet is always worth it. So yeah, it's a cool little puzzle area. Excuse me. And then this is how you get back here. So that's where you fought Lady Dimitrescu. And then we went into the shack afterwards. Well, now that we have the well crank, we can go down here. Oh. Or I mean the wheel. I said crank, so that's why I picked the crank. Uh-oh. The first time I did it, I saw that, and I was like, oh no. You're going to make me go down to another well after making me deal with Beneviento. Beneviento! So in all fairness, you can kind of cheese this puzzle a little bit. But you push this all the way to the end. So that you can push this off. And then technically you would just go back and hit the middle one. So this raises up and then you climb on top of that and land on that platform. But you can also just walk through the chains. So I don't know. Maybe they knew you could do that too, because you still have to push that thing off to get across, but it is kind of still kind of weird, even if that was the case. I know. Did you see the puzzle before this, David? The one underneath the castle with the fire that I just did? More magnum ammo. Boom. And there's the other piece for the necklace. I remember when I did that, that made me nervous. I'm like, oh yeah, those are going to drop on me. I already know. Ah, completed. Lady Dimitrescu's necklace. And the statue. Oh, that's what it was. Okay. Yeah, that chain phase. Did you see the other puzzle that was over here? It was the one that's underneath her castle. You use the fire to open up the doors. It was that door over there. That was a cool puzzle. That's how I got the statue. So you should be able to go back in the VOD and watch that part if you missed it. But those are the two areas to go back to when you go up the river. And then now if you go down, there's also 2 spots at the bottom of the river to explore. Now, what's interesting with the cooking stuff is if you play the game on a second playthrough, like on New Game Plus, you keep all the benefits from the cooking thing. So if you get them all on the first run, you don't have to do any more cooking in the second one. But if you're smart, you're still going to hunt and gather all the meat and stuff like that because you can sell that. And that just gives you more money to put towards like upgrades and stuff like that, which I thought was kind of cool. I like that you're able to just sell it. See over here, down here, there's fish, and then there's the special fish that we need. So there's 3 special animals in the game. There's the bluebird. Ooh, look at that. The white pig, and then the golden trout. Yeah. And then the other spot is over here, which is really cool. Because this kind of gives you, if you go to this area, it kind of gives you a hint towards what happens towards the end of the game. Or basically tells you what's underneath this village. Looks pretty familiar. Oh, and look at that. Someone brought an antique coin from the Baker household. What is up with those people? Also, thanks for all the ammo. All right, and then this is for... Oh, this is for the shotgun. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Boom. DNA sequencing complete. 99.95% match to the Dovey mutamycete. The deviation of 0.05% can presumably be attributed to artificial changes by humans, which means this is probably the source. Further investigation into how the connections managed to find and extract the mold is needed. The fungal colony is spread out under the entire village. When you take the Baker incident into account, the hosts of the mutamycete are part of a network of consciousnesses. If that network is linked to here, then we could assume this organism here is data storage. If that's the case, then what data is Miranda after? Yeah, see? Ugh. The Mutamycete. I kept calling it Metamycete. Again, just like they could do, I don't think there's any wrong way of saying it. Until someone says it, which I don't think anyone says either one of those. I don't remember, actually. But yeah, those are the 2 secret areas to revisit. So I'm going to go back to the Duke, and then I'll probably actually end up ending the stream there. Because I've gone for a while. But that way, when we take off next time, we'll be going straight to where Heisenberg wants us to go. Gotta turn the boat around. Wow, I got a ton of handgun ammo. Which is good, because I'm going to need it. I actually need everything else. If I'm going to be honest about it. But.
As you wish.
Yeah, and then the antique coin is just another thing you can sell, which is kind of cool. Yeah, look at that. 50,000. I think that's the most expensive thing in the game. And then that one's 20,000, so that's a pretty penny. Ooh, look at that. We're almost at $500,000. Okay, so now we can probably finish these off. Or no, not yet. There's the finest fish. So now we can get that speed increase, which is so awesome.
Apologies for the wait. Here's your share. I wouldn't mind having that again.
So yeah, I just need 4 more pieces of meat. Which I think is right next to me, so I think I'm honestly just gonna grab that real quick. Because there's some goats or whatever that spawn over here. Okay. Wait a second. Yeah, I thought I could fight him. Okay, I'm gonna fight him. So this is the special boss version of the werewolf creature. I went out of the combat zone. Oh, I got him. He's worth a lot too, because he's considered like a mini boss. Yeah, crystal ancient beast. So not like the other ones. And he's a little tougher to take down, too. Okay. Now I think I'd actually be okay to progress for next time. So that leaves us in a really good spot. So cool, cool.
Seeking something in particular?
Oh, 80,000. Yeah, never mind. Okay, that's the most valuable thing in the game. I could probably sell these fish, too. I don't need those.
As always, a trustworthy, fair exchange.
And look at that.
We've gathered all the ingredients.
We cooked all the food.
Here it is. Please, join me.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Not a bad dish.
There you go. Yeah, so any other meat I end up finding, I can just sell.
I'm skilled at all sorts of weapons.
And look at that.
modifications. I know what to do them for.
551,000. Cha-ching. I'm absolutely owning this game right now. Cool, cool. Look at that. Perfect place to
It's
leave
sure
off.
to be a good meal.
Cool, cool. Well, that was a very extensive part 3 of Resident Evil Village. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me on Friday. This is one of the longer streams I've done, but it was worth it. I had a good time. Hopefully anyone who tuned in had a good time. I think David had a good time. But yeah, anyone who's watching, anyone who tuned in at all, thank you so much for the support. If you end up checking this out in the VOD after it goes up, thank you for checking that out. Hopefully that took... hopefully that entertained you for however long you tuned in for that, or how much you watch of that, and so on and so forth. Hope everybody has a great rest of your Friday evening and weekend. And yeah, we'll see you in part 4.